I'm so pleased today to introduce Jared Marmon. He's the co-founder of CHORD. It is an EdTech wearables company for your dog.
Where I got started, started 15 years or so ago, I guess 2003. I had a dog, moved into a new house, was in graduate school at Hopkins doing electrical engineering, and I realized that I couldn't build a fence for my dog without, tearing down trees or burying a wire to shock it, but we could make airplanes land on aircraft carriers with satellites, and that's kind of where the whole thing started coalescing, and just working towards that for years, and kind of working on other stuff, coming back to it, and really as part of a pitch contest in 2014, just having it get ignited, and I can't work on anything else ever since then. The fundamental problem we're solving with CHORD is the world's changed and people aren't always there to monitor their pet, and how to train them is hard and it's difficult, and things change over time, so we want to give a very easy to use platform to train the behavior you want to fit into your lifestyle, to make that pet that's like a child to you behave and have the manners that you want it to have, and then to keep those behaviors because they're going to spend long periods of time without you, and they're going to be put in unnatural situations. So it's basically chaperone, monitor your pet at all times, and give more time for you guys to have the relationship you want, where you're having fun, you're not worried about chewed up couches and runaway dogs. The technology starts with the sound of the owner's voice, or a click or a whistle, whatever they're normally using, and then we build on top of that with what we call high-def vibration, where we're using it not an alert like the way your cell phone would alert you, but it's used to communicate with a high precision to the point where it's basically silent. The animal feels it. There's a lot of benefits to that into old age when animals go blind or deaf, if you've ever experienced that. They can still feel that, and we can still direct them, down to the point where we're using technology and concepts from aircraft flight control laws to control a dog with precision just by feeling is one of the big areas we're innovating. So Brandon's our chief engineer, and he's great. Just got done with Stanford master's program in mechatronics. It's a word I hadn't heard of. It means crazy robot stuff apparently, but does all the mechanical engineering and the control laws, and really where we're pushing that forefront of automating the you at the animal. So the animal, the dog at first for us, can follow directions from a collar when you're not around, sort of a virtual you. It's kind of the cross of robotics and animal behavior and wearable technology. There's a lot of stuff going on. Yale, University of North Carolina has done a lot of work, the University of Lincoln in the UK, where we have some contacts. Very focused on service animals, first responders, military, which is very important, and there's a lot of technology that can go back and forth. And then kind of where we're coming at it at first is the consumer market, where we really touch the customer first and find out what works and what doesn't very quickly, as we already have with our version 1 prototype. Just the user interface and the hack cell phone collar that we made in a couple weeks. Just those touch points with our first customers, and realizing this technology is good, the animal responds. Holding a cell phone in your hand and working with an animal is just not natural. So that we found out very quickly in the first month. That's a barrier that we have to conquer. The biggest thing is our 30 prototypes. I mean, I feel like I've been talking about that forever, but we finally have the electronics being made. We've really upgraded how we're doing the build process ourselves, sort of in our garage. We have those good, startup garage pictures where we're making the first 30 collars in molds that we 3D printed ourselves. And just getting them out there to our first beta customers, our first trainers who are going to test it, to the university who's going to use it in academic research this spring, and for ourselves. We were able to get the software ahead of where we could use it, and now getting this hardware in hand with the funding and the help we've received is just going to change everything for us in the spring. So we're really looking forward to it.